All right, thank you, Brianda. So in a few hours, a former megachurch pastor, Robert Morris, expected in court for the first time accused of sexually abusing a 12-year-old girl decades ago.
Our Janelle Ford is live in Southwick this morning outside Gateway Church, where Morris was the founding pastor for years. With what we expect to happen in court today, should be a big one, Janelle.
Yeah, so what's happening today is what's called a preliminary hearing conference. It's happening in just about 4.5 hours at 10 a.m. this morning, about 300 miles away in Osage County, Oklahoma. Now, this type of hearing, it is mostly procedural, a chance for prosecutors and Morris's defense team to discuss the case. The state could offer a plea deal, but if no agreement is reached, the judge would then set a date for a preliminary hearing where they'll decide whether there's enough evidence for the case to move forward to trial. The allegations, they go back to 1982. Cindy Clemishire says she was 12 when Morris, then a traveling evangelist, started sexually abusing her while staying at her family's home in Oklahoma. She says the abuse continued for 4 years. Morris, now 63 years old, turned himself in back in March and was released on bond. His attorney says he will plead not guilty, but declined to comment on the actual charges. One legal question that could come up later in this case is how it's even being prosecuted so many years later. And the answer lies in a unique Oklahoma law, which says if a suspect does not live in the state after the crime is committed, the statute of limitations does not apply. Now, that's what Oklahoma Attorney General is using to move this case forward, and Morris's legal team is expected to challenge it. Morris resigned from Gateway Church last year after publicly confessing to what he called, quote, inappropriate sexual behavior. Since then, the megachurch he founded has gone through major leadership changes and internal investigation. Now, Morris faces 5 counts of lewd acts against a child, and if convicted, he faces up to 20 years in prison per count. Sending it back to you.
Okay, thanks for the insight. This comes as the woman behind the case, Cindy Clemishire, takes the fight to the Texas Capitol. Back in March, she asked lawmakers to support a bill that would ban non-disclosure agreements from silencing victims of sex abuse.
Just to have the courage to come forward and speak openly to the world, I never would have been ready until now.
Well, Clemishire says attorneys for Robert Morris offered to pay for therapy, but only if she signed an NDA. That bill has already passed the House and is now in a Senate committee. If it passes, NDAs would be illegal in cases involving sex abuse, assault, or human trafficking.